second, but we're back. Just figure every time this stream drops, we lose people because they're not going to come back.
They're not going to come back.
And then I'm just talking to myself in the Arizona heat. I'm not hanging out with the guys. I'm just standing here sweating, talking to a phone.
I've had 2 umpires this tournament, though.
They won't let you stand behind.
But they won't let me film behind either.
Right. Well, I think it's because you're wearing a jersey. Like, if you were in plain clothes, you could do it. They just don't want, they don't want Dan standing back there tracking the pitching.
That's what they said. They thought we were stealing signs.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
What?
It's a rule in Minnesota, too. I had a Minnesota umpire tell me that I couldn't be back behind home plate. This was years ago. Yeah, I mean, Dan's got a stream going, and if I could be standing right there, that would be my preference. It's a lot more fun to watch a game from behind home plate, talking about the movement of the pitches and all that. But
yeah, but the drive down to Tucson, this is kind of ridiculous.
I don't understand why they couldn't find municipal fields. I understand maybe the fields we usually use weren't available, but
why don't we overbook the tournament? But still,
I mean, we've never had to do this. Drive 2 hours. That was a strikeout. Curveball went out. This is bottom of the 4th, I believe. Bottom of the 3rd.
I think the drive was actually kind of pretty, but
yeah. Emery Hall.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, this is Emery.
I should have known by his legs.
Curveball. Yeah.
Let's go, baby!
So, hitting the changeup, what do you think? The one that falls off like a righty.
That's a curveball, right?
No.
It's a changeup?
Yeah, that's what I saw, man. It totally
Into
just
the bat.
came off the plate.
I thought, that pitch. I thought that was a changeup. I thought it was his fastball. Changeup, huh?
Change. So, I mean, it starts kind of playing just like that.
Fades?
And fades away.
Yeah.
You got to figure out.
Check back a little bit.
Okay. I think so.
Other than keeping that in your memory bank, that's what that pitch does. How do you avoid it or get it?
Well, I mean, you got to stay short. You got to think stage. You got to keep that swing short. Right? You gotta let that ball travel.
Yeah.
The thing about this pitcher is that if he's throwing a changeup too, he's not throwing the fastball much, and when he does, he's elevating it. I think the catcher.
A lot of it's gonna fall out.
Yeah. I think the catcher realizes that this is a good fastball hitting team. So I would think if I was up there, if I was batting, I would worry less about the fastball and think more about staying short to the ball.
That's good thinking. Yeah. Expect it to.
The danger is what happened there, right? I mean, he zipped a fastball on Emery. He kind of lulled Emery to sleep with that slow stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But he's setting up the fastball, right? He's not featuring the fastball. He's setting up the fastball with the curve and the changeup. So you're quick enough with the hands that 2 strikes you might have to get a little defensive, but
Yeah, it's just
2 outs.
With pitches I can't straight up reach.
Yeah. right. That's do most hitters. There's another ground ball. Okay, pretty easy inning for the Long Island Twins. It's 1-2-3. Casey a little puzzled how to approach this hitter from a mechanics perspective.
That's the most nice argument I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, it looked very Minnesota nice. So he didn't want to let you, talking to Randy, he didn't want to let you appeal it?
No, I said, I think that guy had a better angle than you did on that one. That was a tough angle for you. Like, really tried to
right.
set the stage, and he's like, nope, I of 365 degrees, I had the best angle of that thing. I'm like, I think you did, but...
Isn't it courtesy just to appeal? I don't know.
Unless he literally said, like, I saw it clearly, he didn't, whatever. So, yeah, I got a little passive aggressive at the end and told him I'd show him the video at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, sounds good.
I mean, that's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
You can't make him a pitch. You just
said the guy would have punched him.
really.
And then the first base coach said he was out by 3 feet. I also want to tell him that, but I won't.
No, because he may ump us later in this
Right,
tournament.
but you get what I'm saying.
I do get what you're saying. That's why,
He goes, I don't do anything at distance, and I literally wanted to say, like, why are you an umpire? Because he couldn't hear me. He's like, come closer, I don't do anything at distance.
Well, and the other thing is, Major League umpires don't have so much pride that they don't ask for help, right?
You just want to make it right.
This is amateur baseball.
Right.
Come on.
And I don't think his head turned. He's just like bending.
Come on, bro.
He's like tired. He's moving real slow out there. He's an older gentleman. I don't know. Seems like if you ask for help, like, hey, did you see that clearer than I did? And if he said nope,
Yeah.
I can't
right.
overrule it.
Right.
Like,
right.
there's no harm in it.
No. It's just pride.
He just didn't want me to like show him up, and I really didn't try to show him up.
Right. It's just.
He did say if anybody else goes out to argue with me, someone's getting tossed.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's good to know. Yeah.
I have to tackle Bill or Dan if I have to.
Straight up change up. Grill change up. Out of play.
I'd like to pick up more here in the next inning or two.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I mentioned what a comfort it is to have Matt grill. It's like, it's like a plate of chocolate chip cookies and a glass of warm milk.
I was comparing him to Tim Lincecum.
Yeah.
Gets the most out of his frame.
Yeah, I think that
Tiny Tim.
Yeah. Flash Gordon too.
And he's
Remember
just
him?
so smooth. Like he uses every ounce of his body, pound for pound.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. For sure. Pound for pound, the best pitcher down here.
Right.
He's got to be, right?
I think if he was 6'5", 240.
He'd be pitching in the minor leagues at least right now. He'd be on these fields, but with a real team.
Nice pitch.
Another pop up. I think it's going to be out. It's going to be loud. Out of play. I think we got one out. I don't know why that umpire did not appeal that. It's just pride. Pride goeth before the fall, and in this heat, we may see that play out literally. Sounds like he's kind of an older umpire. We're not hoping for that, by the way. Never hope for that. Just ask for some help. I mean, there is a absolute rocket to center. Billy had no chance. Over his head. Back to second. I mean, that's what an advanced hitter, probably a guy with some pretty good baseball experience. I mean, he looks like a really powerful hitter. That's what an advanced hitter does to a mistake pitch. I don't know where that pitch was. Fairly certain it's not where Matt Grill wanted it to be, because that was barreled to straightaway center. Probably hit as hard as the ball that Emery hit yesterday. That was the hardest ball we've seen in this tournament. One thing that Mike Lippert told me about Matt Grill is he base runners get on base against Matt. There's not a guy who just, I mean, bad teams he does shut down, but base runners get on. What he does is he gets out of these situations.
This guy and the next guy both got hits in that last time, so we'll see kind of adjustments Matt makes here.
Where are we in the lineup?
4.
4? Okay. Oof. Boy, they are lining up. Line drive to center, fell in front of Billy. It's a couple of good hitters right there, right?
That's what I like too. I think this is the catcher.
How many outs are there? 1 or 2?
Nobody.
Nobody? Yeah, they got a stretch of 4 hitters here, 3 or 4 hitters. That central casting I'm talking about. Guys who might be cast to play extras in a baseball movie.
Go, girl.
The Long Island dugouts picking up a little bit. They got guys on first and third, nobody out. Top of the 4th. Matt pitched game 1 for us. He has not pitched since. I think Randy told me that down in when he's pitched for 25 plus in the past, he told Ludi, their manager, that he could give him like 20 innings. I might have that wrong, but the expectation, or at least hope, is that if Matt needs to go 9,
Go, Grill. Keep guessing, Grill.
we'll have him for 9. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was sorry I'm so quiet. I'm gonna let these calls play out because I can't keep up with him if I try to call him in real time. That was a ground ball to third base. Nate Jackson made a really, really nice backhand kind of tumbling catch, but then he just sat on the ground with the ball in his glove. He allowed the guy in third to score. Guy in first got to second. Of course, the batter got to first base, so he did something. I don't know what it was. He's been dealing with a lower back issue. He had the ball in his glove, and he just didn't try to make a play with it. He's still out there, shaking his right hand. Might have jammed his throwing hand. The fact that he's still out there is good news. Everyone is a little confused on the other team because he didn't pop up and throw. That pitch was a little down, called for a ball. I think it's 2-0, so first and second, a run in, 4-1 Mammoth. This is Matt's first real test right here. Before Randy came over, I talked about how Lip told me that guys get on against Grill, but they don't score. It's a strike. Matt's someone, if the pitch is 3-0, he's not someone who's going to miss with that 3-0 fastball. He's going to put it over the plate. Nice pitch. That was expertly placed. Lower half, inner part of the plate, under his hands. He had no chance. Might have been ball 4, a little bit up. Might have fouled it off. This is where Matt just battles. He's good enough that he can throw any one of his pitches for a strike. This is a big pitch here. Get the first out. Another foul ball back, another fastball. Four to 1. First and second. It's the top of the 4th. Yeah! Beautiful pitch. There is the Matt Grill changeup. Batter's got his helmet under the crook of his elbow, looking up at the sky. Yet another batter that Matt Grill has questioning the decisions he's made in life. This guy, certainly the tallest player, certainly the tallest batter we faced. Maybe not. He just looks tall because he's fairly slender. We've seen some pretty beefy guys.
That'll work.
This guy's got high pants, high socks. Looks like a hitter. That's a very unusual sight right there. A ball that gets by Mike Lippert. I mentioned yesterday on the stream, I think, there was a pass ball, and I realized I couldn't think of another pass ball prior to that pass ball in the whole tournament. I mean, part of it has to do with pitchers have pretty good control on this team, but Mike's just been very sure-handed. Very short backstop back here, but that one hit the backstop and squirted off to the left. Chopper to Nate, short hop, he's going to first, high throw. Out at first, runner on first, rounded second, got to third on the throw. Nate made a really nice play on that. It was enough of a short hop that it wasn't an in-between hop, but I would say it was right on the edge of being that in-between hop that infielders do not want to try to field. He looked to home because the guy in third broke for home, guy in third scored. And it almost looked like he, mid-motion, decided to throw to first instead. Batter walked by, gave the camera a look. Now he just slammed his helmet on the Not happy. So that's 1 out, 2 outs, strikeout, ground out, 4-2. Let's get this guy. Got a guy in third. Foul back. This one was a little bit out of control there. Pretty impressive collection of hitters on this team. Hopefully next inning the Mammoth can get a few more on the board. We scored 4 in the first. Nothing in the second. Threatened a little bit in the second, a 2-out rally. Had guys in first and second. Couldn't get them in. Nothing in the third. Third was 1, 2, 3. Fastball down, called for a ball. Almost got him. That guy looks like he could hit a ball maybe 635 feet. He's got a caboose on him. He's massive. I think that was Matt's slurve or his curveball off the plate. Batter wanted to swing, made an offer, but did not break the wrist at all, did not break the plane of the plate. Clearly a ball. So he's on first base, first and third, 2 outs. We're in the top of the fourth. The score is 4-2. Got a pinch hitter already. Now during the round robin play, all teams are required to hit 14 guys. In the playoffs, I'm all but certain that requirement is waived. So we're not going to have to cycle in hitters. We can stay with this lineup. After bat 10 now. Curveball. Lift that a little up. Batter kind of spun off that pitch though. 2 strikes. I think the runner was braking on that. Now he is trudging back to first base. I don't know what the play is if he runs for second. He's a bigger guy. I'm surprised he ran. Now he's going again. No, letting him go. Yesterday when Macro was playing shortstop, we had that circumstance, and Matt came in, cut off the throw. Runner at third broke to home. Matt cut it off through the base runner at home. There's a fly ball to center field. Billy's coming in, makes the catch. 3 outs. Got just enough of that to get it out to Billy. Boy, that was a big out. That drops and it's 4-4. The Mammoth dodged a bullet. There were no bullets in the Paleo-centric era. Mammoth dodged a spear. Let's take a little walk here. A taste of the atmosphere down here. We got fields all around us. We got games going on everywhere. Usually not too many fans showing up. I don't think these games aren't any better attended than a Sunday afternoon game at back home in TCMBL. In fact, let's announce the attendance. This afternoon's official attendance is 6. You doing all right? Been talking about how many innings you've been catching, and I think that might have been that's only the second ball I've seen get by you this whole tournament.
Yeah, that was bad.
Was it?
I'm tired.
Yeah. Well, no wonder. Balls have not been getting by you. I mean, I can think of one other one in 6 games. It's been pretty remarkable.
Both of them where I'm just getting lazy.
Yeah. Well, lazy is probably not the word. You just
You should try it over here.
got the battery over here. Back to the action. We got Nate Jackson leading off. Let those guys have a little quiet time alone. Lip's actually fighting the cold on top of everything else. So this is an inning. I can hear him talking about play Nate made at third base, the throw. I could hear him say he makes that throw. I couldn't hear the rest, so I think they're recognizing that it's some of the injury concerns Nate has that prevented him. That's great. That's a chopper down the third base line that hopped over the backhand of the third baseman. The left fielder juggled it out there like a circus clown. He now has his hands on his knees, wandering back to his position in left. Nate Jackson advances to second base. Got a man on second, nobody out. Bottom of the fourth, 4-2. Let's get this guy in. Mammoth get a runner to second base. They usually get him across the plate. Got a couple guys behind me now in the shade. There is a shot foul. That's a good sign. Randy hit that ball hard foul. Normally when hitters rip the ball foul, of course they're ripping off the ball. But it's a sign that Randy is tracking a pitch and is ready to hit that fair. Fastball up. 1-1. Imagine everybody watching knows, but Randy runs this team. Looks like Nate Stark is running for Nate Jackson, so he must have a non-runner. Non-runners are allowed in this level of baseball. Basically hit, and then if you get on base, you can have someone run for you. You got Nate Stark at second. Not the most fleet of foot, I would say. It's a ground ball up the middle. It's got Nate caught in a rundown. Yeah, he's gonna run him down now. Yeah, it's a foot race. All right, Nate got caught up in the hot box out there between second and third base. They eventually threw him out, but he stayed in there long enough to get Randy to second base. So we have back-to-back non-runners in the lineup. So Nate was on second base running for Nate Jackson. Just got caught in this pickle. Randy's also a non-runner. Randy made it to second. Nate is now having to run for Randy as well. So Nate Stark has had a run for the past two hitters. Christ, I almost got killed.
Thank you.
You may want to play that back in slow motion. That white blur that went across the camera was a baseball from the other field. Probably missed me by maybe 3 feet. If you watch closely, you will notice though that the camera did not move. And the bullets are flying, the workhorse found him. He's going to third base. Is he going to be out? Damn it. Christ, that was a bad sequence for the Mammoth on the bases there. So that was a ball that got by the catcher, but because this backstop is so tight, the ball basically bounced directly back to the catcher. He barehanded it, fired a strike down the third base. Nate was out by the length of his body, I would say. Nate's a taller gentleman. So that's 2 outs. We're in for a fight. 4-2. This is going to pick them up. If he if they get Nate out, if they get Dan out, they're gonna come in next inning with a little momentum. But that's a pitch down. It's a good take by Dan. That's one where you hope you can trust the umpire. Dan's taller. Down in the zone, you hope the umpire recognizes that Dan's zone is a little up. He did there. Come on, Dan, get into one. Ground ball. Chopper to first. A lot of ground balls. This pitcher's doing a really nice job. Got a little jaunty walk back to third base dugout, swinging the arms. He's pretty happy with himself. He's got a right to be. That was a pretty nice recovery. Man on second, nobody out, and we don't score. This is where you want your pitcher to come back and shut him down. We're up 4-2, but I'd say the momentum is with them at this point. Dan Smollett's coming over here. Nope. Just looking for some shade. It's like Aaron's talking about the pitcher. Yeah, the fastball didn't look very impressive early on. It seems to be loosening up. He was using his curveball and apparently his changeup. I didn't know he was throwing that to set up the fastball. And now it looks like he's mixing that fastball in a little bit more aggressively. Guys are late on it. You know, when you pound it in the ground like that, typically you're late on the ball. I've had a lot of these choppers in front of the plate. So I think the change of speed with this pitcher is giving these hitters some issues. I said at the start that I thought they'd be able to handle this pitcher. I think they will eventually, but I may have undersold him a little bit at the start. I think this is him here. I would expect a team like this has a pretty hard thrower somewhere. They just have so many good hitters. Randy said they had just an absolute horse of a starter last game, so they appear to have constructed the roster, loaded the roster up with talented players. You'd expect that they'd have someone to cover the bullpen that's got some pace, so we'll see. We've still got a 2-run lead. And we got Matt Grill on the mound, so we're in a good place. Ground ball. Nate, let's see if we can make this play. Easy hop. Throw right on the numbers. Letter high. 1 out. This is our leadoff hitter. They're 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters, comparable to our 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters, just in terms of their look, their swings. One would hope not their production, but this is a team that's got a pretty good looking lineup. Pitches off the plate, ball one. Like I said, a 1, 2, 3 here would be really nice. 1, 2, 0. Up 3-0. See, the guys are just leaving that dugout, even the guys who aren't playing. I think these are open, open-sided dugouts. They're just chain link fences, but strike 2, 3-2 with the tin roof over them. So it's not like they hold in heat, but it's just so hot. Oh, he missed it there. I think he's going to be a little disappointed with that pitch. So far off the plate, the batter didn't even have to think about swinging it. So that's a 3-2 walk. We got a guy in first base, 1 man out. We are in the top of the 5th. Scores 4-2 Mammoth. Umpire telling Long Island bench to clean up the equipment in front of their dugout. I don't know if we're seeing signs of fatigue from Matt here, if he's just a little bad stretch, but that's 4 balls and 5 pitches, and 4 and 6. There's a strike. You don't see him miss as widely. He missed pretty widely in that 3-2 pitch. Just don't see him miss that much on a payoff pitch like that. Matt started game 1 on Monday, so he's had a week of rest. He's been playing shortstop the whole tournament, though. That was up. Mike gave a little shake of the head, I think. This is a dangerous part of their lineup. These guys are, I mean, that is a really nice swing. I would not describe that swing as a blimp crash. That's not a slow motion disaster. That is controlled violence. We see blimp crash swings all the time, even down here, but that's not one of them. It's off the plate. Yeah, that one didn't come back as quickly. If you hear a second ago, you heard me talking to Mike, and that's maybe the 3rd pass ball of the tournament. He's just wearing down. It's a lot to ask a guy to catch basically 7 games in this heat, but we're asking him to do it. There's a end of the bat, 1 hopper to Mike Dahl. Make the throw, Mike. It's in the dirt. Emery made a nice scoop at first base. Mike made a strong throw in the hole. Good. It was a strong throw, but it was down in the dirt. But Emery was able to scoop it out. 2 outs, man on second. Let's get this guy. Dejected number 10. Shaking his head, muttering to himself. Such is life as an amateur baseball player. Off-speed pitch, high chop. Emery throws a Hail Mary to first base. The runner basically stopped running after about 4 steps, so Nate made it as easy on his arm as he could. He threw a pop-up over to Emery at first base. Emery called the rest of the infield off and made the catch for the out. Let's walk over and take the temperature of the dugout. Not the literal temperature, that's probably well over 90. Billy's got something to say. Want to hear this?
Giving this guy too much. Make him throw you a strike. Make him throw you a good pitch. He's just dinking around and we're fucking chasing stuff. Yep. Let's go.
Go back to working counts.
Yep. Let's go work the count.
What Bill said.
Tire these guys down. Let's go. Let's go.
I second that.
I think he meant go get a chew. A big fat one. Put it in your mouth as such.
All right, we got up. Here we go, boys.
And keep doing baseball things.
So what happened on the ground ball? Did you jam your finger? Looked like you were looking at your finger.
Top.
Let's just say the push-up wasn't good for the back. So I
Yeah.
decided to say, hey, I saved the run.
I know, right?
We'll quit while we're
But
ahead,
in
right?
the end, got to do better.
Yeah, no, come on. That was a great play. Just to put a
Gotta do
glove on
better.
that.
Got to do better.
You
Keep
do it.
pushing yourself. Otherwise, you get stale, right?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Good hitters, huh? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Jesus. Yeah.
Everything that's hitting hard on fastballs. They've dinked a couple in on off speed, but if I just locate off speed, I don't think they're going to be out. They're going to feel a weight back.
We're driving. We're still driving, boys. Let's go, Dolly. Come on, Bill, lead up. Let's go.
Here we go,
Fastball,
Llama.
I have to spot it. The one guy that mashed so on the center, I was trying to throw a fastball hard in and left it right over the
Let's
plate.
go, boys.
That's I speculated, like, you
Yeah.
must have missed, because if you hit the spot you wanted to hit, he doesn't hit it like that.
Yeah, even though it's Nelson Cruz hitting it.
Right.
Here we go, Llama, son.
How we doing, Billy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I was just like running in from center. I'm like, what would Tom G say? And I just said that to everybody. So, let's go.
Here we go, Llama
we're good.
son.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Change the pace a little bit out there.
Go, Dolly.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Tom
Let's
G.
go in here, boys. Let's go.
Tom G would be looking for a tee.
It works. Let's go. We should be.
Tom G would be doing.
Not tired at all. Let's go. I'm tired tonight. Let's go. Big inning, boys. Big inning.
It's not gonna work. Let's go back to our shade spot. Where was that? It was back here. Okay, that was a bunt attempt by Mike Dahl. Catcher made the play. Catcher's very good back there. I'm gonna go with Benito Santiago for the comp. He's got a great arm. I'm guessing he's from the same part of the world as Benito. I know this post is probably not good. Back up a little bit. So that's one out. Quick out. Pitcher asked if that pitch was up. I would say that was up. I don't think that was particularly close. Maybe just planting a seed in the umpire's head. That pitch was down. He's got better pace on his fastball now than he did at the start, but it's not an overpowering fastball. As I was speculating earlier, I think it's his reliance on the off speed and the changeup early. It's got some of the Mammoth hitters behind. Okay, that's sailed on him. Got the top of the order coming up. A lot of thunder. A row of murderers. Good on base here, 3-0. Expect a take here. That's way out. Here we go, Dan. Nice try, Mike. Good thought. Just beat it. They just got you. Meeting on the mound. I think the manager is recognizing that. I mean, those 4 pitches sailed out of the zone. At least the last 3 did. Top of the order. Just got a spark plug like Dan Casaza staring you down. Diamond Dan. I would say fresh off a week of play in the 25-plus level down here, but no one's fresh at this point. So let's say he's coming off a week of 25-plus play with the Cardinals team that plays out of the TCMABL. So Dan came in mid-season form, basically. He had a whole week down here before this tournament started to kind of find his swing again. So it's been very solid for the very, very solid for the Mammoth, which is what we expected and what everyone, I think, would expect who knows Dan in his game. That was a ball in the dirt, 1-0. That's a fastball right down the pipe, 1-1. Dan's not afraid to hit from behind the count. I think he recognized this guy was having a hard time finding the plate, so he's taking a strike. 1-1. Let's see something more aggressive here. Third baseman's actually up a little bit. There's a ground ball. It's going to get through. Okay, I'll tell you guys what's going on. It's good. Got the play in there. So that's a ground ball to the first baseman. First baseman dove, missed it. Second baseman dove, got a glove on it, threw from his belly. First baseman, I don't even think was back to the bag when the ball sailed somewhere in the vicinity of first base. So runner reached first, runner on first. Mike Lippert got all the way to third. The tight fences on this field prevented, who was it at first? Diamond Dan from getting to second base, but it'd be interesting to see if he steals. This catcher's got a really good arm, but this is Diamond Dan, a true pistol we're talking about. So we'll see how that plays out. At any rate, first and third, 1 out. Got a pitching change. This is going to be interesting to see what we've got here. Lefty. That does not help us. We've got a team that has a couple of left-handed bats that aren't too fond of lefties. Nate Stark and Dan Smolik. This guy looks like he can pitch. Yeah, this guy. These are really easy releases, and that ball's got some zip on it. If I were a betting man, and there's times I'm a betting man, I think I haven't seen all these other teams, but knowing what I know, having played with the Lumberjacks and having played teams from this part of the country before, these tournament teams, they're always really good. I would expect that this is one of the best teams left, maybe the best team left. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen everybody. They just have a bunch of guys who really, like I said, they're cast, and they could be cast as ball players. They just have the look. They move like them. They swing like them. This guy, really, really easy delivery, and the ball has that jump. I mean, guys will tell you there's two kinds of pitchers. There's like the max effort pitchers who pump the fastball up there. Then there's guys who have size or mechanics who don't have that maximum effort, but the ball just explodes on you. I mean, that is it's as hard a fastball as we've seen. That's probably not particularly good at predicting or estimating speeds, but it's got to be mid-80s at least. Oh man, I bet that's close to 90. I mean, that's another level of fastball for an amateur hitter from Minnesota. Now we've got guys who face that stuff, who faced stuff like that last week, but the Mammoth haven't seen this probably since Meyer. Yeah, you can see Casey. That ball was in the glove, and Casey just gave up on the swing. Clark, this guy reminds me of Matt Meyer. I think there's 2 strikes. Casey's actually got the bat at a slightly different angle. I think he's really going to try to be short here. He's got a really quick hands. Wow. The umpire said something to the catcher. The catcher wanted that. I don't know if that was off the plate or low. But the umpire said something to the catcher's ear, I think, told him where that pitch was. I think anything off speed is going to be almost impossible to hit at this point. This guy's so fast. He's going to be so geared up for the fastball, but he may just try to throw it by him. There's fastball. Yeah, let's throw it by him. Casey put a really nice swing on it. Casey's giving him a couple looks. I don't think Casey was overmatched by that fastball. Casey was on time with it. He actually ticked it. The catcher made the catch. Boy, this is going to be tough. If this is what the Mammoth are going to see the rest of the way, we're really going to need Matt Grill to hold them down, because I don't know how many runs we're going to score. Yeah, that's the off speed. Bill was geared up for the fastball, and say we could really use a pass ball here, but I wonder if this is the lefty who was throwing that Randy was talking about. Another really nice breaking pitch. Now you just rear back and you give him a Waldis Chapman fastball, right? I mean, he's got the glove up. I think he's just going to elevate the fastball, or he's waving the glove up to try to confuse Billy. And he's still got it up. He's saying up and away. Yeah, that was 2 up and 2 away, but that was the idea. I think something up and in is going to be really tough for Billy to catch. I think up and away he's got a shot. Let's see where the catcher sets up here. Giving him a sign. Tapping the dirt. Going to bury this. It's a really good curveball. Umpire's now saying something to the pitcher. I wonder if he's saying he missed one. Wouldn't surprise me. Diamond Dan stream down for everyone. Yeah, that phone is just probably melting in the sun right now. So I'm not going to talk to him. He's got a game here to win. Boy, what do you think on the velocity on this guy, Kenny?
Oh gosh, it's the quicker one we've seen.
I mean, it's Matt Meyer. It's got to be it's got to be close to 90. I mean, I'm not a good estimate of speed, but that is a live fastball. I don't know if we're going to get him the rest of the way, but if we are,
He pitched their first game.
Oh, he did. Okay.
He did. So, but look, he did fine there. So I'm going to guess we're going to get him the rest of the way.
I mean, I don't know.
We got a 4-2 lead. I mean, good play defense.
Can we hold them down for 5 innings? They got some really good hitters.
Top of 6 right now.
Top of 6. This is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, they got some really good hitters.
I speculated. I mean, we haven't seen all the teams in this tournament, but it wouldn't surprise me if this is the best team, this Long Island team, because we faced this team before in tournaments, and they always have a lot of talent.
What was their record?
They're 4-2.
4-2. Do you happen to recall who they dropped a couple to?
I mean, I could be wrong about that. They lost 2 games. I mean, they may not have played their best guys. Who knows? But that guy who just steamrolled through us, who barreled through us, I don't know anybody in this tournament who's going to hit that stuff. Consistently, anyway. Let's see if he comes back out. It sounds like he pitched much, if not all, of their first game this morning, so maybe they just brought him in that high leverage moment to shut us down, and we'll go back to someone more normal. How fast do you think he was throwing, Emery? You think that's close to 90? 85? We just don't see that, like 35 plus Federal League summer ball. There's one guy, Matt Meyer, who throws like that. I think he's combo guy. It's just the speed that's a different level.
Well, when you get good off speed on it,
Yeah.
that's where it gets you.
Yeah. We'll see. Emery doesn't seem quite as flustered as I probably sound right now. So, I mean, Emery's accustomed to facing really quick stuff because he plays in the town ball circuit, so he sees a lot of younger guys who bring it. So, Emery will bat next inning. That'll be an interesting thing to watch. Foul ball, third baseline, out of play. Matt's up 2 strikes on these guys, on this batter. Emery, what inning is it? Top 6, 5, something like that? What inning are we in, do you know?
This must be bottom 6.
Bottom 6? Yeah. I'll find out. Emery thinks it's bottom 6. That sounds about right. There's a chopper, first base. Called fair by the umpire. Earmuffs. Not a happy camper there at first base. Not a happy camper out of the box there. One must have just stayed fair. Randy, what inning are we in?
Top 6, 4-2.
Okay. What do you think of that pitcher?
Looks good.
Gas.
Yeah, fast, and I think it's through the first game.
Yeah,
I think
see the
it's
guy?
air softer in the first game, but he's still bringing it.
Yeah.
And his breaking ball's tight.
You think they brought him in that high leverage moment? Or you
Yeah.
think he'll
No,
stick
I think
around?
he'll stay in.
You think he'll stay in?
Hey, good spot though.
Okay.
We'll get him out.
Randy too seemed to be. Randy was willing to say he was fast, but he didn't seem all that concerned about it. So we'll see how things develop next inning. I think Matt might be up 0-2, 1-1 at least. 1 out. It's gotta be 1-2 now. 2-1. Okay, he was taking 2-1. Nice take, tough take. 3-1. Matt calling this, infielder when he's not pitching, makes the catch, 2 outs. That was a hellacious swing he put on that 3-1 pitch. Umpire's walking over to the dugout here. Not sure what he was saying there. Batter acknowledged it, whatever he said. It might have been, he may have thrown his bat. He may have said something. He didn't say something to the umpire. He may have sworn. I didn't hear it, but whatever it was, that exchange is over. We have 2 outs, 0-1 count. We think it's top of the 6th. Mammoth are up 4-2. If you're just joining the stream, I know this angle is far from optimal, but anything in the sun just fries the phone, so we got to stand in the shade. Batter did not like that. That was a breaking ball that broke over the outer half. Hard to say here whether it was a strike or not. I mean, it looked good, but don't have the angle. Batter did not like it though. It's a big swing, fly ball. Brian Bushman out in right. Appears to have it. Caught it. I think he had to fight the sun on that one. Made the catch though. Okay, that's 3 outs. 9 more to go, I believe. Yeah, Dan's stream. I see someone commented on Dan's stream being down. I mean, that camera's basically looking directly into an Arizona sun. It takes about 3 minutes for a camera the phone just to overheat. Then you gotta go get it out of the sun into the shade, cool it down, and try it again. We're standing in the shade. Same pitcher on the mound. You may see him finish out. Heard Randy say he thought he might have brought it a little bit harder last inning than he was in the first game. This isn't the first time we've seen a pitcher pitch consecutive games. In fact, we saw it yesterday with the Mammoth's Ken Wangler through 18 innings. On the way over here, we were trying to put a number on how many pitches he threw. I suggested 250. Nate Stark thought it was probably closer to 300. And I think Nate was probably right. They were a lot of deep counts. So tell me about this fastball, Casey.
It's above average.
How does it compare? You saw Matt Meyer. How does it compare to that?
It's not as fast.
Not as fast?
No.
It just seems so fast from back here.
Well, no. So I watched the first one. I was outside, and then I thought he's gonna get ahead or try to get even here. Just threw a ball that I'm gonna be thinking about while I go to sleep tonight. But I was watching it, just to kind of get timing down, continue to get timing down, and then he threw a high one. You got to be on. It's above average for sure. So.
Emery was on that one, felt it straight back.
Probably more impressive was the curve that he threw to Bill, I think, because it dropped, So if you're going to mix it like that, then... But his curve is pretty fast, too, so you don't have a huge discrepancy in speed. So, it's just about identifying the pitch you want to hit early on and taking a good swing at it.
Yep. I thought you put a good swing on that third pitch. I thought it's 2 balls to Emery, 2-1, buried a curve in the dirt. I thought you were on time with it. I think you fouled it off, right?
I
think you caught it.
Foul tip. I was mad because they were getting all pumped up. Like the pitch before it was low, and then the umpire, everybody's like, ooh, and then the umpire's like, oh, I probably missed that one, and then said something like, you're lucky. So he's back there talking, and it's like, dude, what are you talking about? It was a ball.
2-2 Emery. It's 4-2, but they got this guy throwing. It's pretty good. You know, after the inning, he went over. You probably didn't see this, but everyone was walking off. He went over to that pitcher and said something. I think he probably said I missed it. That was what I was thinking.
It's not right. It's not true.
Yeah.
It was the right call. You know, he's turning into a fanboy of this pitcher. You know, he's like, he gets out there and
Emery
he's like,
fouls
oh,
it back 2-2.
This is a lot faster than, or this is a change of pace. And he's like out there basically getting giddy. So I'd like to
3-2.
have us get a couple of hits here and change the tide.
I think he's just going to pump a fastball, isn't he? There it was. Emery got around it and hit it a long way foul. I don't even see where that went.
It's he's trying to talk to Emery now too. Just pump the game.
Emery's seen this stuff before. I wonder what he's going to get here. Maybe that pitch he struck Billy out on, that breaking pitch.
Oh, that's a good lead off.
That's just a Mammoth hitter who's not overmatched by this level of pitching. Not at all. Here's Nate Stark. What do we think about Nate in this situation against this guy?
I don't know. Is he going to be able to use left field here? You know, we talk about how quiet Nate's swing is and how mechanically, beautiful it is. And so it'll be interesting to see it with some heat here.
If he can get on time with it, right?
Yeah, right. Because, it's not that violent swing. That was a great swing, though.
That was a pitch up in the zone.
Find your zone, babe.
Tough to get on top of a high fastball like that.
Mm-hmm.
1-1. But like you said, you got to be ready to swing, right? I mean, you have to anticipate that fastball and react to the off speed. It's a nice pitch. Just a great pitch. Inner half. Through the hams. 2 strikes. Sight lines.
Goes from up to down, and sometimes it just sneaks past you when you're changing. It's still a strike, but
just burying off speed here, don't you?
So I went up twice, swung at 2 hot ones, and
It's one. We got Nate Jackson, another guy who's got experience playing town ball over the years. Surely seen pitching like this.
back.
Come on, Nate. So the ground ball. It's going to get through. Base hit from Nate. Emery stops at second base. Nice piece of hitting from Nate.
And Nate's so starting to call him, instead of Action Jackson, call him Casual Jackson. Everything he does is so casual,
It's very, very nonchalant single. If we pinch run, don't we lose Nate? I think if we pinch run, we lose Nate. Yeah. Well, I think we lose the position I think we lose the batter. Talking about pinch running for Nate, but I think Nate is running for Nate. Nate Stark's running for Nate Jackson. I think if we pinch run for Nate Stark, we lose probably Nate Jackson in the batting order.
Am I running for Randy then?
Probably, yeah. I know whatever Randy does here, he's going to say how much he enjoyed this encounter. Randy wants to be in these situations. He likes the quicker pitching. Getting a low battery, but I've got a battery pack here. If the phone goes out, it shouldn't. Got 20% remaining. I'll be back.
If you see Tom tell him the Twitter link stop recording, Paul's mom, she said the same thing.
How long ago did that come through? It still says it's recording. How long ago did that come through?